Welcome to this week's episode of Minding the Comments. My name is Cristian, and this week we'll discuss how we can deal with sickness while struggling with insomnia. So a day or two ago, I was going through the comments and looking for questions, and this one came up, and I thought it was kind of fitting for what I'm dealing with right now. So let's take a look at this question. It comes from Strut HD. It says, "Hey, it would be so cool if someone of you could upload a video regarding dealing with sickness while having insomnia." So I generally don't get sick. I can't remember the last time I've been sick, but the last couple of days I've had, I have been quite sick. I've had a pretty nasty sore throat, a bit of a headache, a fever, and I'm congested. And so I thought that might be a good time to deal with this. Plus, it's also January, right? This is the time when kids go back to school, get their cooties, bring it home, and get everybody sick. So that's what happened. My son went out and brought that home with him. So here we are. Anyways, so a couple of things I would say is, number one, sometimes we can look at sickness as heaviness, as something else that we have to struggle. But what if we reframed it and looked at it as an opportunity for us to maybe focus on our health? And the more we just focus on our health, on recovery, maybe we can start putting less attention and pressure on insomnia. And if we wake up in the middle of the night, which oftentimes people do, I woke up a ton of times the last couple of nights because I'm congested and my throat hurts. And as a matter of fact, my dreams have been awful. My dreams are literally me dealing with this sickness. So even when I fall asleep, I'm dealing with dreams of having a sore throat and being congested. So it's just been super uncomfortable. So what if we started looking at this as a way where we can put less pressure on insomnia? That would definitely be helpful. How else can we approach it? Well, think about the concepts that Daniel teaches, right? So if we're dealing with insomnia and we are hyper aroused, what do? Well, let's check in with ourselves and ask what would feel most comfortable, what would feel best for us to do right now. Going back to befriending wakefulness, right? That concept that's probably, I think, one of the first things that he teaches is realizing that we can choose what we can do during the time. So if we're wide awake and we can't fall asleep, we can also reframe it and not look at it as insomnia. Let's realize that, hey, I'm up in the middle of the night. Why? Because I feel terrible, because I can't breathe, because I'm congested, because my throat hurts, or whatever the case may be. And so what can I do right now that would feel more comfortable? Can I watch TV? Can I read a book? Can I just lay here and rest? Whatever that may be. And so I think befriending wakefulness is really helpful. Also, make sure that it can be really helpful is a timeless sleep window. Again, timeless sleep windows, we don't track the time, we don't know what's going on, less pressure on what's happening out there. So I was thinking back to when I was in the beginning stages, I think, of insomnia, and I felt absolutely terrible, and I was looking for almost anything to do, anything to try. And I remember thinking one day, you know something, it's I don't know, it's been a couple of years since I've gotten sick. And I remember when I was a kid, I used to get sick and I used to sleep all day and all night. So I would start thinking, what if I got sick? So it's really interesting how some people can look at illness as a crutch or something more to juggle, something heavy. And some of us can even look at it as an opportunity. So I remember when I went out to dinner with my family, I can't remember, a few months ago, and I ate something that made me really sick. And I was up most of the night. I kept waking up and just felt miserable. And I remember seeing the difference of being sick or having insomnia, right? The insomnia is sometimes you can't even fall asleep, or if you fall asleep and you wake up, you can't fall back to sleep. But with illnesses, with sickness, you tend to fall back asleep. So the more we can look at anything that comes our way as an opportunity, the more we can see this as, oh, this isn't something heavier to carry. This is just an opportunity for me to just maybe focus on my health. I think if we can start doing that, it can put a lot less pressure on ourselves, we think less about insomnia, and we can now start devoting more time on helping ourselves recover, start feeling better. However we do that, right? So if we can treat our health and just maybe put insomnia on the back burner, that can be helpful mentally, right? Because the more we think about insomnia, the more we struggle with it, the more we are in this hamster wheel of thinking about sleeping. So for me, it's really helpful for me, or if I'm ever talking to any clients, for them to reframe this as an opportunity to see that we can get up in the middle of the night, we can have sleep disruptions, and there's nothing to worry about. There's nothing to do here. So I remember that I was dealing with a client as well, and this is different. He was in an accident. He was mountain biking, and he took a pretty nasty spill, and he broke his leg, and I don't know what other issues. I don't remember. I don't know, his shoulder, I think, whatever it was. But he said, after I talked to him a couple of weeks later, he said, I'm really grateful for this opportunity of getting into this accident, because I started to focus on my health and well-being, and I started sleeping great. And so after a couple of weeks, I really wasn't even paying attention to my sleep, and I felt like that was really what got me, out into like a different stage of my insomnia. And I don't really feel like an insomniac anymore. I feel like I'm quite recovered. So maybe look at this as an opportunity to focus on your health, which allows you to put more pressure on insomnia, and that can be very helpful as well. So I would say reframing things to always look at the bright side, or an optimistic approach to things can be super helpful. And of course, I think one of the best concepts that Daniel teaches, whenever we're struggling with sleep or we're up for whatever reason, whether it's insomnia, illness, whatever, is befriending wakefulness. And then that's really super helpful. So I hope this was helpful to you, Stret, and any of those of you who are watching. And please feel free to post comments or questions, as those are super helpful for me to continue making videos. And thank you so much for your support. Until then, have a wonderful week. Take care.
Hi, it's me, Daniel, and I hope you found incredible value in the video you just watched. If you did, please share it with the world, like it, comment, because this way more people can find their way to peaceful sleep. Now, if you like learning by reading and you feel like you have a little ways to go, then head over to Amazon and check out Set It and Forget It. It is a very easy book to read. It is flowy, it has illustrations. But if you're looking for some deeper understanding, then this is Natto, maybe the one for you. I hope they really help. Thank you for being here, and thank you for helping.